but I'll explain it to the viewer. I'm going to go with, I have all 16 games right in front of me, from Thursday night, Dallas at Philadelphia, to Monday night, Minnesota at Chicago. I have the head-to-head, and I have the spread. Me and Gerardo are going to pick head-to-head, which might not always necessarily represent in the spread. So, for example, if Gerardo says, you know what, 8.5 points is a lot for Philly and Dallas, I'm going to take Philadelphia to win, but Dallas is not losing by 8.5. We're splitting the baby a little.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do that throughout the year. We'll keep track of the points, and we'll come back at the end of the year, see how we did. So, without further ado, Gerardo, I teased it a little bit. Dallas at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is an 8.5 point favorite. Where are you going with this and why?
Philly, they're probably going to win by like 10 or more. Listen, they're a well-oiled machine. Dallas just lost Micah. Like, yes, they still have Dak and all that, but like that the vibe of that team is not right. And also, both me and you feel about their head coach there. Like, I think that is the ultimate placeholder head coach there is in this league right now. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't think they have a sense of direction. And the Eagles are the Eagles. There's a reason why they beat the Chiefs handedly in the Super Bowl. They have literally got better, like in all facets. They either kept all the good players that they're still good with, or we improved on certain spots. I'm taking the Eagles, and I think Dallas is not covering. I think they'll win by 10.
I tend to agree. I usually like splitting the baby here with these divisional matchups, but yeah, I have a hard time convincing myself that it's not going to be a smoke show.
I would have agreed if Micah didn't get traded. I would have probably maybe have split the baby if Micah didn't get traded.
But up next, we have Kansas City playing the Chargers in Mexico. The NFL will not be allowed to do this next year. Apparently, there's some federal law that says they can't do that, that I just read. So this is going to be the NFL's one and only Week 1 game in Mexico, and it's a divisional rivalry game. So how about that? Kansas City is 3-point favorites. I'll go first. I'm going to take the Chargers coming out hot. Listen, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and they're going to be good at the end of the year. They're probably going to win that division. But something just tells me the Chargers they're going to come out swinging, and Kansas City might still be kind of reeling from that blowout loss. I might need to take them a punch in the mouth to kind of shake off the cobwebs. But yeah, I'll take the Chargers both ways.
To stick with my theme with the Chiefs this year, I think it's a little bit of a revenge tour with them. I think Patrick Mahomes has a little bit to prove that his weapons are digressing in all aspects from when he first started into this league. And I think he's going to have his Peyton Manning-esque, his Tom Brady-esque, where he's just going to make the weapons look that much better than they actually are. I got the Chiefs winning probably by 6, so they are not going to they won't cover.
Tampa Bay traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons and Kyle Pitts, Michael Penix, Drake London. Tampa is 2.5-point favorites. Gerardo, I'll let you go first.
Give me Tampa to win, Atlanta to cover.
So you think it's within 2 points?
Yes, I think like a 31-30 game. Like something like that, 21-20. I think it'll be I think I'm a little bit bigger in Penix this year. I think they also moving away from that type of offense with Arthur Smith. I think Arthur Smith was a little bit of the catalyst. And I'm a little bit teetering also. I think maybe Falcons open up with a win this year. This may be a game that they split with the Bucks, but I'm too much of a Baker Mayfield dog. And so I can't ever bet against him, but I do believe that they are going to barely win and Falcons are going to cover that game.
That's a hell of a line to split the baby on for sure.
Yes, I know. It's very tight, but
I'm taking Tampa both ways. Something tells you that they're kind of head and shoulders above everybody else in that division.
Which isn't much saying because that division is like complete odd garbage, but especially compared to the other two teams in that
Not
division.
as bad as their AFC partner.
Their counterpart, yeah.
Not great. All right, Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati is 5.5-point favorites. I'll go first. I'm taking the upset with Cleveland. There's something about the Bengals in Week 1. They just don't get off the hot starts, and I think that's going to continue. When you lose the Gerard Mayo Patriots in Week 1, I feel like I have the authority to say, you know what, who can you beat in Week 1? and they didn't really do anything to improve their woes from last year. So I'm taking Cleveland both ways.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think Zach Taylor is also a guy that maybe we could have talked about as the most approved in 2025
Seriously.
for the season. Especially the mishandling of the Trey Henderson situation, that it lasted as long as it did. And it almost felt like it was completely pointless. And also on top of that, too, they did not improve vastly on defense. The Bengals, the only headlines that they made this offseason was how much they were fumbling a lot of stuff. We were talking about both defensive ends, whether it was the rookie and it ultimately ended up what? They both signed their contracts, and it just sounded like they just didn't want to play mandatory practice. That's what it kind of sounded like. And even with those guys' additions, that defense is not fun. I don't trust that defense at all. And maybe you're gonna get some last magic from Joe Flacco, and this is like the one notable win for a really bad Brown team, And I just, like you said, the Bengals never really start off hot like that. Seeing that they lost to a very not good Patriots team last year in a very
they were
bad,
terrible. Like don't mince words.
Yeah, and then also with Gerard Mayo as head coach, they lost.
Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback.
Yes, that's who they lost to week 1. So
Jacoby Brissett and Gerard Mayo.
Yep. And then all of a sudden the Bengals are going to score win by 24 points.
Yeah. Well, you're up first with this one. Miami travels to Lucas Oil Stadium to play the Daniel Jones-led Colts. The Colts are 1.5 point favorites.
Oh my God, give me the Colts. And the Dolphins are not covering that. No, I think the Dolphins are one of the worst teams in the league. And I think the Colts are going to I think there may be a touchdown to 10-point win. I think the Colts is a really well-balanced team. I just think the whole AR situation was dumb. Daniel Jones brings a little bit more consistency, which is a weird statement to say for a team. But I think he does an adequate job. I just think the Dolphins are about to self-implode. They are, and this is going to be a step in that direction of losing to Daniel Jones-led Colts. And I think also Tua's not been, remember last year we're having a discussion about if Tua's going to retire from the NFL. And Tyreek Hill wants out. They lost their notable big guy in Campbell. He was the big veteran leader on that thing. And remember, that, I think that team's ready to implode. And I think a great way to start it is them losing to the Colts.
I kind of went back and forth on this somehow, some way. I was able to try to talk myself into Miami. Okay, they have explosive plays. That Colts secondary is not all that impressive, I don't think.
They're not world beaters now.
And Tyreek Hill, say what you will about him being a total diva, still a pretty good receiver. Jalen Waddle, still a pretty good receiver. I could totally see this being a game, but I'll take Indy because, like you said, for all the reasons you said, there's a little more stability at the quarterback situation, believe it or not.
At least
outside of the quarterback, that offense is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. They have a great notable receiver in Pittman. They have a Alex Pierce. They have a great run game. They just drafted a tight end, and they have a solid offensive line. They have a top 10-ish offensive line. And I just think that if Indy gets ahead, mind you, Indy is not really that much respected in the league like that. It isn't like if the Dolphins, I can understand that they wouldn't implode if they lost to the Texans, because the Texans are supposed to win that division. But then they're going to be like, bro, Daniel Jones beat me. That team is one bad. If Mike McDaniel's vape pen don't work, they're going to implode.
He's going to crash out and punch somebody.
Exactly. I don't have any faith in that team. So I think the Colts are going to win by, was it 1.5 points? Bro, give me 6 on that one.
Look out for the alternative line on DraftKings.
Mm-hmm.
The Carolina Panthers are traveling to Duval to play the Jaguars.
Oh, God.
The Jaguars are 3.5 point favorites in Liam Cohen's debut game. I guess I'll go first. Give me Carolina. Just I don't believe in Jacksonville at all. If you made me pick one of these teams, I'm picking Carolina 100%. I think their quarterback has shown more than Trevor Lawrence at this point. I feel like there was Jacksonville has the edge in the wide receiver room for sure. But I just feel like the Panthers have a closer, better trajectory than the Jaguars do. But like I said, I don't like either of these teams, but give me Carolina.
Give me Jacksonville. This is going to be the notable win in Cohen's. He's going to look good early, and that's it.
You're calling him offensive Gerard Mayo.
Yes. Look good early, and then that's it. All right. Well, we just got a guy who's going to make us go 4-13. That's sweet. I think especially when young guys with a bunch of talent, I think that they're going to win early. They're not going to win often. I think that's the jump. I'm not a big fan of Dave Canales. I'm not a big fan of the Panthers. I'm not a big fan. I don't like any of their wide receivers for Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young needed more stability, and they got the two biggest, how do I say this, projects at wide receiver for them. And that is not something you want with Bryce Young. Tet literally said that he's an idiot and doesn't watch tape, openly admitted that to his hiring process. I kind of like the South Carolina guy, but also he's still unproven.
Yep.
Hubbard
didn't even start playing receiver until college or something like that.
Exactly. So we have two project guys with a project quarterback and a decent run game with Hubbard. Like, it's not bad, but also like this team is not.
Can you believe they took Jonathan Brooks and he just tore his knee again?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Like,
got the wrong Texas running back.
Yep. And so I got Jaguars. I just think wide receiver wise, I mean, you have, what is it? You have Thomas out there. You have a better running game as well too with ETN and Tank. And so I just
think Tootin.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna go with Jacksonville to edge them out here.
It's close. I like that line.
It's a 3, right?
3.5.
Panthers cover, but Jacksonville wins.
All right. Not to reveal our biases or nothing, but it's Raiders at New England up next. New England is a 3-point favorite at home. The first game of the Mike Vrabel era versus the first game of the Pete Carroll era in Vegas. Kind of a homecoming for Tom Brady as well. A lot of storylines, a lot of underrated storylines for this week one. Very good NFL schedule maker. It's your turn. So
I love Mike Vrabel. I also love Pete Carroll. I think those are like dudes. Those are like serious. Like they're not one of these coaches where I think they take week one seriously. They do. And the Raiders have a little bit more to win on this one because you got to start stacking wins early, especially outside of your division, because you're not going to see a lot of wins in the division. What's the line on that one too? Who's
New England -3?
New England is 8. Okay. I'm gonna go with great start to the Mike Vrabel era. I'm gonna go that, but Raiders cover.
Raiders cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Raiders both ways. And here's why. I've said it on this podcast countless times in the last couple of weeks. I don't like how they've transitioned from preseason to the NFL regular season. Cutting guys that they probably should have cut or traded months ago. Cutting your captain safety, Jabril Peppers. A guy who's kind of a Swiss Army knife on that defense. Over he can't play in the scheme, I guess was the excuse that was reported. Jabril Peppers can play anywhere. I don't love the vibe. It feels very weird. It feels very awkward. Maybe it's just PTSD from the last couple of years. Like the last couple of years have been very inordinary, atypical. But that just got the sinking feeling that it's not going to go quite how we planned week one. And the Patriots are going to have to regroup, kind of lick their wounds. And I just feel like the Raiders are more ready to win now than the Patriots are. So give them the hot start. I'll take the Raiders outright.
Okay. And fair point. I just think that with Mike Vrabel, I think they're just like in this new era of just like, hey, we're just going to straight up win.
No, if they came out hot, it wouldn't shock me. But I'm just like, something stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Something's fishy. Arizona at New Orleans. Arizona is a 6.5-point favorite against the New Orleans Saints in the Superdome. I'll go first. I'm going to take Arizona to win, but homecoming, first new First game for Kellen Moore, the new head coach down there. I'll let them cover. I think they'll keep it within a touchdown just because Arizona doesn't really blow people out like that. So, except for if it was New England last year after the bye week. But I'll take Arizona to win. I'll take New Orleans to cover. 6 is a lot, even if it's the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, give me Arizona to win and Arizona to win by 10. Yeah, this is one of the worst teams in the league. This is one of the worst teams I've seen. Like, I think this is and the best part is the fact that what's his name? Their head coach gets a free year to lose. Like, honestly, like even if he went 0-17, Mickey Loomis would be like, we don't got a team anyway, so it's okay. So I'm going with the Cardinals to win, like, and by a touchdown. So because it's 6.5, I give him a touchdown.
This is your must win. One of your must wins. Pittsburgh at the Jets. Pittsburgh's -3.
Give me Pittsburgh to win and then Jets cover. I think
Jesus,
also
you're splitting the baby on all these close games.
Yeah, because I just think it's going to be how I feel about that is because I have to be optimistic and pessimistic at the same time when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. As much as I am a fan of him, like how Tom Brady's a fan of him, apparently. And my thing is that you surrounded him with all these weapons, but what if old age just straight up creeps in? And it's just like, oh my God, go get Mason Rudolph right now. And what if all of a sudden the Jets hire a hard ass dude, and they bring back that level of mentality, and it's like, there's a reason why we let him go. Like, F him, F Rodgers, and F what he did with the Jets and stuff like that. So I'm gonna need the Steelers to win, but they're not gonna, right? That I said Steelers win, but they Jets cover.
Yeah, it's only a -3.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron is going to have it's not going to be like a blowout win. It's not even going to be I think it's going to be a close game.
I'm kind of working on this theory, so give me a minute.
No problem.
Looking up stats here just to see if my theory works. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Week 1. I'm looking up Justin Fields' stats in week 1.
Okay. So let's see.
He's got a 2-2 record in his career on week 1.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull up the stats in his entirety. Okay. Nope, that's not it. He's got yeesh. He didn't play much in week 1 of 2021. He's got 3 touchdown passes, 2 picks. Doesn't tell me his rushing stats. Okay, maybe this was a stupid stat that I probably should have thought of beforehand.
So you sense that you're splitting it down the middle with him. Is he going to be a decent quarterback, or is he going to be a bad quarterback? Which one are we going to get?
Tells me, like, even last year when he played the Falcons week 1, he was pretty good. It was an 18-10 victory. Fields had 156 yards through the air.
Yeah, but also this was like a bad Falcons team. Also, like they weren't
starting Kirk.
Yeah. Where guess who he's facing? He's facing against TJ Watt. He's facing.
And they scored 6 field goals, so there was no touchdowns.
There we go.
Maybe this was not the plan to make this argument. But I'm taking the Jets both ways.
Do you think he has a better offense surrounding him though with the Jets? He has better weapons.
Yes, certainly. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. Jets offensive coordinator is Tanner Engstrand. He came from the Lions. So that's obviously a boom-nastic offense. I just feel like the Jets are more likely to get off to a hot start at home than the old-ass Pittsburgh Steelers.
Who do you think which way is a better revenge game? The Jets, you would say it's a bigger revenge game for them than it is Aaron Rodgers?
I think this game means more to Aaron Rodgers than the Jets.
Okay. Because I think whatever narrative that is, that's why I have the win. And I feel like that's why I have Aaron Rodgers winning it in the game.
So the game certainly means more to Aaron Rodgers, but I just feel like the Jets are a better team. On paper, they're going to blow it up and they're going to finish worse. But on paper, they're a better team, and I feel like paper really matters week 1.
Yeah, that's probably the closest. The closest to on paper production is usually what week 1 is.
Up next, the Giants are traveling to Washington, take on the Commanders. The Commanders are 6-point favorites. I'm taking Washington to win. I'll take the Giants to cover. I don't think the Giants are going to be that bad.
We talked about their first 4 games of the year for the Giants. It's very tough sledding for them. Give me Commanders to win, and I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to go with your exact one. Commanders to win,
Giants
to cover.
Yeah, you mentioned the Giants' first 4, and not great. At Washington, at Dallas, versus Kansas City, versus the Chargers.
Yep. That's going to be.
If you want to stretch that out, and walk with me here, at New Orleans versus Philly,
loss.
At Denver,
loss.
At Philly,
loss.
Versus San Francisco,
loss.
And you're in November.
Yep. And at what point have we already released Russell Wilson? Tell me what day it is.
Call it Halloween. Call it Halloween.
It's going to be after. It may be the damn Saints game, depending on how that looks.
Yeah.
That is the Giant. Oh, godly. Brian Dable. Jackson Dart's going to save Brian Dable's life this season.
And the GM.
100%.
All right, your turn. Tennessee at Denver. Denver is 8.5-point favorites.
Give me Denver. But Tennessee to give me Tennessee to cover. You said 8.5?
8.5.
That's a lot, dude. I'm a big fan of Cam Ward. I'm still riding on that. I love Denver's defense a lot. I do think it may give a lot of it may give Cam Ward a welcome to the NFL moment. But the thing is, when it comes to these quarterbacks, like in RG3, when you had a Jaden Daniels, like your more non-traditional-esque QBs. I mean, like when Cam Ward was in Miami, that dude was carrying a very bad, like not a defensively Miami team. Like he had to score 5 touchdowns for them to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Cam Ward, because there's no tape on him like that, I think he will give in week 1. It's always catered towards, I feel like, offenses a little bit more. And I think Cam Ward, him and Ridley are just going to be firing all cylinders, and they may even get a notable week 1 win. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, do we believe in the Broncos to win the Super Bowl this year? Because mind you, that's everybody's sleeper pick this year. It's the most sleeper pick of all time right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Broncos winning, but the Titans to cover.
I got Denver both ways. I just don't think Tennessee has the firepower to keep up. Like Denver is no slouch on offense.
They are not. You're right.
I can't see a world where Tennessee goes to Mile High and keeps up. I think they're gonna get bludgeoned. Not like to a point where like we're looking at Cam Ward like, dude, you were a first overall pick. Like I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
And even if he did struggle,
it's gonna be a comfortable like 38-20 win.
Okay. 18 points. Okay.
San Francisco is headed to Seattle to take on the new look Seahawks. Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brock Purdy, CMC, George Kittle, and friends. At least offensively. Defensively, you got Fred Warner, but you get what I mean. San Francisco is 2.5-point favorites on the road. Did I go last time or did you?
I went because I said I like the
Seattle both ways.
Yep. Same here. A quick conversation. Seattle both ways. I think it's one of the toughest environments to play in the NFL. And I would rather back the home team up on that one. And way too much questions. You lose, what was it? Brandon, you have no wide receivers for the 49ers.
Unless you really think Ricky Pearsall is going to live up to that first round pick moniker.
No. And he barely played any last year because of an unfortunate incident. So, and health is still a relatively huge concern for this team.
Yeah, I still feel like they're made of paper mache.
Mm-hmm. And I have the Seahawks on this one. I just think it's a recipe for success for Sam Darnold to be introduced to Seattle very gracefully. I think you beat a divisional opponent. One, you have that whole stadium behind you, and they have very good weapons around them. Yes,
It's
they
not as
lost.
good as Minnesota, but it's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, I mean you get Cooper Kupp who's very sure-handed. That's an upgrade over Tyler Lockett.
JSN is waiting to break out.
Mm-hmm.
Ken
Exactly.
Walker and Charbonnet in the backfield.
Yep.
And then I like Elijah Arroyo out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of like an athletic freak. And he'll
And
be
also,
interesting.
put it this way, they have Tyreek Wooden at defense for the Seahawks. Bye-bye, Ricky Pearsall.
Devon Witherspoon. Goodbye, other guy.
Thank you. So what? CMC, who's always going to tap, at this point, may break in half at any given play. And Brian Robinson, I like Robinson. I do. We talked about that trade notably here on the podcast. But I just don't think that Seattle defensively and that crowd behind them, good luck. Good luck. I got, Seattle both ways on that one.
Detroit headed to Lambeau Field to take on Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites at home. Wonder what this line would have been before the trade. But Gerardo, you're up.
I believe they became favorites with him. I'm going to go with the Lions on this one.
Really?
Yep. I don't care. Packers have no defense. They don't have no back seven. Who's stopping Amon St. Brown?
That secondary is horrid.
I have never seen a worse secondary in my life. The fact that a wide receiver is a starting corner.
Well, how about you go look at the Dolphins secondary?
Well, yeah.
They're starting Storm Duck.
And I like the Lions. Their overall offense, you can pass rush all you want, but guess what? The Lions can run the ball.
Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery is still there.
Mm-hmm. Solid offensive line.
The only concern is how far do the Lions take a fall at the play calling standpoint?
Yes. The biggest thing is what is more true is Dan Campbell a good hirer, to be able to replace these guys, or was his coordinators that much better than him? That's where we're finding out week one. And I'm just leaning on towards that. Yes, they're going to have a little bit of a drop off when it comes to the coordinators, obviously. That's a huge overhaul. But I just think defensively with the Packers, you got Micah Parsons, but bro, who's your linebackers and who's your DBs again? Because the number one way because the thing is, when you line Micah Parsons up and Rashawn Gary, and you got rid of your D tackle for him, I just run the ball. I have eliminated the pass rush with a play calling. So, and I also think on top of that, you get them tired with Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery. Guess what? I have St. Brown on the outside, and you have no DBs to cover him. None at all. So, good luck.
Jameson Williams for a 70-yard bomb is always good for it too.
Oh yeah, exactly. So even there we go. The offensive weapons for Detroit is just massively.
I think Tim Patrick's still there too.
And then Sam Laporta as well too, tight end wise.
Yeah,
they are a very well-rounded offense.
Tim Patrick is not there. He's with the Jaguars. All right.
So yeah, give me Lions both ways.
Houston at the Rams. Rams -3. I'm going to take the Rams. I have no reason not to believe that they're a well-oiled machine. And Houston took a lot of hits this offseason, to tell you the least.
Yes, I'm going to go with you on the same one as well, too. The play calling, they say that it's gotten improved. It doesn't get improved until I see week one. So I can't. Because
the Rams defense is still pretty solid.
Yes, and they improved from Cooper Kupp to Devontae. And they also have, what's his name? Puka as well, too. Good, solid run game. And also Matthew Stafford has yet to digress either. He's still a legitimate starting quarterback in this league.
Dude, their pass rush is young and fierce with Brady Fisk and Jared Verse.
Oh, yeah. Love exactly. And also the Texans' offensive line got worse. It was really bad.
Kobe Turner ain't bad neither.
Mm-hmm. The Texans are going to feel a lot of pressure. And also Joe Mixon is not back.
The Rams, I will say, very thin.
Oh, they're a couple injuries away, and they're looking just like the 49ers. They're just bro, who are we rolling out here? We got literal free agents who probably haven't played football in 2 years.
They are very thin at the especially on defense. When they lose their top guy, it could be a mess. So health is a big concern for them, as it is for the 49ers, but we'll take the Rams week 1. Nobody's hurt yet. All right. Baltimore at Buffalo. Prime time. Buffalo minus 1.5.
Give me the Bills. I love the Bills. I'm big Josh Allen fan. I think he has a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder because he's always running into Patrick Mahomes.
And he doesn't play bad.
Exactly. And the thing
like
is,
Lamar, when he plays in the playoffs, especially against the Chiefs, he craps himself. Allen doesn't crap himself. His defense blows.
Yeah, Allen has, and it's like, what more do I need to do? And maybe he takes that leap of like, F it, I'm the best quarterback in this league this year. Like, and I think that what a great way
that gap was closing. That was the guy I had in mind.
I really do believe that he is just as big of a revenge tour as Patrick Mahomes is this year. I really do think that Josh Allen is inching his way to, I'm the best quarterback in this league. Because, for instance, like, there's other guys that are getting more love than him that haven't won an MVP. Joe Burrow. There's a lot of people who really love Joe Burrow because, on top of that offense is sick. Like, Joe Burrow has never, and it's funny because the narrative for Josh Allen is that, oh, he can't beat the Chiefs. And it's like, he's never been the problem why they couldn't beat the Chiefs. Where, like, how come we don't say that narrative about Joe Burrow? Like, it's like, for instance,
Burrow beat him a couple of times.
Not only that, but also Joe Burrow, his defense is so bad that it's just widely known that, yeah, it's never his fault. When it's like, well, the Bills' defense wasn't all that neither when they let him down.
Well, they're good defense until they run into the Chiefs.
Exactly.
Like, the Bills are usually very balanced, and then like their defense just like kind of fails.
Yep. So I'm with you on. I think it's a Josh Allen revenge tour. I really do think he's like going up there to maybe win back-to-back MVPs this year, or at least, and I'm sure he'll trade any of those for a Super Bowl. And I think that's way more important to him. And I think he is going to play an offensive style this year that isn't stat driven that way. I think it's literally going to be conductive to winning games. So he may win ugly, but he'd rather take a win than accolades. I don't need Josh Allen to. If he can throw for 300 yards because they need to for them to win, that's fine by me. But at the same time, you sign Cook, you're paying everybody over there. You have great tight ends out there too. You're getting a second season with their young Coleman, their wide receiver there as well. And I'm a big believer in the Bills this year. And they're getting a new stadium, right? They're playing in their new stadium already?
No, that's not done yet. Bills stadium plan.
I think it's next
down the road.
Okay.
Starting next year, apparently. I thought it was a couple years down the road. Nope, apparently next year.
Yeah, so I'm a big Josh Allen. I'm going to take Josh Allen on this one. Them and the points, right? Because they're the underdogs.
Yeah. Yes. No. Buffalo's a 1.5 favorite.
They'll win by 3 points. I'm going to take that.
Me too. All right. Monday Night Football. Be sure to give me a score at the end, just so we have a points tiebreaker. Minnesota at Chicago. I said it. Chicago's got to control his narrative. I think they're going to do it. So give me Chicago in kind of an upset. Minnesota's 1.5 point favorites. But I just feel like Chicago has more to win than Minnesota has to lose, or Chicago has more to lose than Minnesota has to win. So desperation wins in this one. Give me the Bears in a 30-24 game. So 54 points.
I was going to take 30 for the Bears. I think that's a very nice number for them. I'll be different. I'll say like 31. For the Bears, I have the Bears winning as well this one. I'm going to say 31-17.
So that's 48.
31-17 on that one. I just
those are our picks.
Mm.
Not bad. All right, give me a lock of the week. What's your lock?
Commanders
beating the Giants?
Yeah. 100%. That if you want me to do it, Colts Dolphins, I'm actually a big believer in that one. That or you really want to be super locked for Eagles beating the Cowboys. Cardinals beating the Saints. There's a lot of good, like,
A lot of good
you know,
locks.
like just to win outright. Like, yeah, Cardinals. You want to do a nice little parlay? Give me Eagles to win. Give me Cardinals to win, and give me Seahawks to win.
I was gonna say
Like it.
Seahawks is like kind of like my emotional lock.
Yeah, I would go
Sam
with that.
Darnold. Sam Darnold's gonna prove us right once again.
He always was talented. He would just like every other quarterback that goes to the Jets. What happens?
You
They're
know who's their
never.
offensive coordinator over there?
Who is it?
Kubiak, right? Gary Kubiak, the kid.
Oh my! Wow, there you go. I'm a big fan
Not
of the
Gary
Kubiak.
Kubiak. Who's the fucking
Is it
Kubiak?
Clint? No.
Clint Kubiak? Yes, Clint Kubiak. He was the guy that had Derek Carr and Rashid Shaheed lighting it up. What do you think he's gonna do with Sam Darnold and JSN?
Charbonnet and Walker, right? That's Walker at number 9 for them, right? And then also JSN and then
Cup.
Cooper Cup. Yep. Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna go.
imagine.
Yeah, I think if you want to do, I mean, technically you can do a 4-way lock. Commanders, give me Commanders, Seahawks,
Should I put that
Cardinals.
in the DraftKings just to see what comes up?
What would you get? Yeah, what would you get if you got Eagles to win straight up, Cardinals to win straight up, Seahawks to win straight up, and who else did I say? Commanders,
Yep. So Commanders
which
money
is all
line.
NFC teams. I didn't pick any AFC teams.
Commanders money line. You had Seahawks money line. What was the other one?
Commanders, Seahawks, I'm not Falcons, Cardinals, and Eagles.
Eagles.
So essentially, I took almost all birds.
If you go with the bird parlay plus the commies,
Mm-hmm.
and you wanted to put $100 down, you'd the payout would be just 2 cents short of $500.
Okay, $4.98, or like $4.99,
Yep, or $4.98.98. Sorry, $1.02.
That's not too bad. But if you guys are gonna bet on anything, get that Powerball. That's hitting the billions. So
They just gave me PTSD working at the gas station selling Powerball tickets till crack it on.
yeah, no.
Speaking of the crack it on,
yeah. I would say, yeah, those are my locks of the week. Those are my 4 biggest locks. But yeah, I think Cardinals and Saints. That's without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't think
I don't know,
Saints.
man. It's week 1. Things get weird. I like the Saints plus 6.5. Not to win, but 6.5. It's weird.
So,
The Saints are frisky. They're always frisky.
I'm sure if they have Gleason roll out there, then I'm gonna say yes, the Saints are gonna win.
Oh God! Remind me to tell you a story about something I posted in Draft Chat years ago.
I mean, listen, what was it? There's always like these weird stigmas, right? If your head coach gets fired and you're bringing a new head coach, guess what that means?
You're gonna
They're
win.
winning. If you replace your quarterback, what happens?
You lose.
Thank you. If you bring an inspirational guy that you're like if it's an anniversary game, right? You're probably gonna win that game, especially if you bring back the dude. Too.
I don't know. The Patriots lost when Tom Brady came back and Julian Edelman came back.
Yeah, but that wasn't an anniversary of anything. That's just them coming back.
Edelman went into the Hall of Fame. Patriots.
Well, I mean, like for instance, like if it's the 10-year anniversary, like a significant day of like Gleason blocking that punt, like
the Red Sox don't lose on Patriots Day. Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Like for instance, like it's like if it was like the 10-year anniversary of Al Davis dying, I'm gonna take the Raiders. So that's always been my big betting rules. If your coach gets fired, guess what? Guaranteed win right after that. And I bet you that there's like some dumb stat that says that that's not true, but I always believe
it's not perfect, but
also emotional high. Listen, I saw Jeff Saturday win. Okay.
I also saw Jeff Saturday blow a 31-point comeback.
Win. So, well, Jeff Saturday should never be a coach. That was the crazy part, that he should have just been an analyst, and he
what
somehow
team did he beat?
Oh, the Raiders. Believe it or not, he beat the Raiders. Josh McDaniels.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end. Well, the end already started way back when he was a coach at Denver, but a lot of people tend to forget about that part of him, and I'm just like, why? Like, he's never shown that he should ever be a head coach. Great offensive coordinator. I will never hate on McDaniels for that.
I mean, just look what he was doing for Bill.
Yes. Look what he's always done.
You think Bill would take him to Chapel Hill right now?
I don't even know. He would save him. Yeah. But no, I think good wrap up to our picks. I think my lock is still going to be the Cardinals and Saints. The Seahawks one ain't too bad of a shout, though. Nope. I'll give you that one.
I think the Seahawks are the lock. You go ahead and put that money in. See what happens.